NBA on 2K Sports. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Along with Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. Hall of Famer David Aldridge will be joining us from the sidelines moments from now. So glad you can join us from the beautiful Target Center, the home of the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. And, of course, Franz Wagner. They'll need to get someone to fill his position or as a team compensate.
Yeah, no question that it's a risky deal to make because it's the kind of move that can turn a team's fan base against the front office. But trading one of the most popular players on the team is always risky no matter what you get in return.
Well, look, you can't let Edwards get this close to the rim because he will dunk it on you.
Gilgeous-Alexander with it. He's a solid producer, averaging nearly 22 points a game. All the talk, Greg, leading up to this one has been about the impact of the backcourt.
And that's where it all starts. When you have a confident and competent backcourt, it just opens up a lot of things for you offensively.
First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Drills it from outside.
And Billups is a shoot-first point guard, someone ready and willing to let that one fly.
Holmgren the screen. Left side, Gilgeous-Alexander. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Caruso. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
Well, Caruso is a very selective shooter, but he was committed to getting those points back.
And that one's good by Billups.
I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
And the defense of the Timberwolves stand as good as it gets.
Well, Kevin, they can compete with anyone when it comes to size, not just up front, but on the wings. They're long and athletic, but it all comes down to execution, and they get it done.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Here's Holmgren. Nobody near Williams. No good from outside.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Here's McDaniels. Good on the three-point shot.
Look, you want to put your guys in a position to succeed. McDaniels is more comfortable operating off the catch than he is initiating.
Looking to end the run. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Outside Williams. Over Brown. The kick out to Williams. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Here's the three. And that one's good. Caruso's got 6.
Well, when he's able to find a shot he likes, Caruso can be pretty effective from range.
And Edwards slams it in.
Oh, what an amazing finish there. Just fearless and when he attacks the rim, and it's as if the big fella wasn't even there.
Now here's Williams. No scoring in this one. Williams with another miss.
Well, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Edwards can't hit.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better look. That's one he's got to knock down.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Thunder take it one step at a time. All-star Shai Gilgeous-Alexander says, I think we all stay in the moment, and that's why we've been able to get better. Attack the day, the program in front of us. We all have the right intentions, and we want to win at the end of the day. Kevin?
And that attitude growing by leaps and bounds. Thank you, David. 1:06 left in the first quarter of the game. The kick out to Williams. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. 5 to shoot. On the wing. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
Money in the bank. Gilgeous-Alexander is more than happy to try his luck from that spot.
Screen by McDaniel. Jacks up a three. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. It's stolen by DiVincenzo. Edwards drives in. Makes it off the glass. Edwards got 6 points.
What a ferocious drive by Edwards, fending off the defense with ease there.
The kick out to Williams. Got it up. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And one other thing they've done well today, guys, share the ball. I mean, set up teammates and just playing unselfishly.
Shot clock at 6. They get it back. And slam dunk by Gobert.
Looks like Gobert's got magnets in his hands. He's led the league in rebounding before in his career.
To the paint. Caruso. Back to Dort. Outside Williams. Second shot opportunity. It's good. Williams has got his first points of the game.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Pass to Hartenstein. Now here's Caruso. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Back to Williams. On the wing, Gilgeous-Alexander. Shoots over DiVincenzo. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. Timberwolves leading by 7. Pass to Gobert. Knocked away. Williams in the post. Minnesota with the rebound.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
And it's Clark in the corner. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Williams for 3.
And teams have nights like this when the shots that usually drop just won't go down. That's when you have to rely on your defense, and that's the only way to stay in the game.
Well, everything about Edwards' drive makes it dangerous. His speed, his agility, and his lack of fear. Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
Greg, seems like we always talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's offensive side, but when it comes to deflections and steals, his defense, he's one of the best.
Yeah, his two-way ability is sometimes overlooked in the mainstream media. But people in the know how good of a defender he is.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to... And it's a great finish!
Oh, my. Wow, this is how explosive Edwards can be. He finishes with such force at the rim.
It's stolen by Gobert. To the inside. And stolen by Caruso. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. And now they decide to foul intentionally. And it seems a new era is upon us, GA. A lot of young stars and young teams vying for the status of household names.
Kevin, the casual fans might have to update their frame of reference, right? Especially since a lot of these new stars are playing in smaller markets.
Substitution report.
Outside Williams. 6 to shoot. Here's Johnson over to the wing. Holmgren wide open. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Phillips attacking. Right on the bucket. And now it's a 12-point Timberwolves lead.
It's such a savvy player. Billups senses his opportunity there and just takes it.
Down low. Williams, that's good.
Nice execution by the offense, generating a good look.
From deep, Phillips drains it from beyond the arc. Phillips has got the lead up to 13 now for Minnesota.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Pass to Sohan. The kick out to Phillips. And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Brown outside. And another three for Minnesota.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
Johnson outside. Pass to Holmgren. Drops in the layup for two. Holmgren's got his second bucket of the night.
And looking to get stronger, Holmgren fights through the bump. Tons of time for him to grow into that frame.
Yes, that goes in. 14 points for Chauncey Billups.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Wallace outside. Back to Johnson. Pass to Holmgren. Right side, Williams for three. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Minnesota on top, up by 16. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Minnesota leading by 16. Outside, Billups. Count that one as his seventh make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%.
And great to see Billups getting his own shots as well, not just focusing on facilitating.
Now here's Holmgren from the arc. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist.
Well, so many bigs excel from three-point range these days, and he's right up there with the best of them.
Substitution report.
Now here's Billups. He's got 16. Good once again. That makes him 8 for 9 this game.
Continuously working in close. Billups earning that bucket.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Chet Holmgren has a slender frame, but he's determined to still protect the rim. Coach Daigneault said he'll get dunked on 10 straight times if that's what the game calls for. He paused and then added, he won't actually get dunked on 10 straight times. He's going to get a couple of those, too. Kevin, he certainly will.
I agree. You know, David, he is fearless. Rebound, Minnesota. They led by as many as 18 points.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
DiVincenzo. Here's Reed, and Reed throws it down.
That's what Reed brings to the table. He's got an impressive combination of strength and mobility.
Hey, Coach, what about Naz Reid after going undrafted back in 2019? He is really showing him, isn't he?
Well, Kevin, what a story. Uncommon skill level for a player of his size. He can shoot the ball. He can handle the ball. He's got a lot in his arsenal.
Misses off the right eye.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
From outside the arc, Gilgeous-Alexander pulls it in.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Chalk up 2 there. Holmgren's got 9.
And great job from Holmgren. I like when he shows confidence attacking inside.
Brown outside. Picked by Reed. Three-pointer. No good. Shot missing.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Gilgeous-Alexander. DiVincenzo with the rebound. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And awards now have a minimum amount of games needed to qualify. An interesting twist to this whole story.
Yeah, and it seems logical because of the uproar from the fans and the media that they implement this. And how can you be that impactful in reality, though, if you only play half the year?
And Billups is a clutch performer, someone who isn't afraid of taking big shots. I just love how fearless he is.
And the basket by Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, this is when they need to lean on him more. Get him the ball and let him build some momentum.
And Mark Daigneault calls timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. And Mark Daigneault calls timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team.
Yeah, just looking to tighten up their defense in the paint. They've got to be better.
Yeah, it's basically a layup line. You're not going to win many games if you can't offer more resistance than that.
And Mark Daigneault calls timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Timberwolves leading by 17. Here's Billups. He's got 20. Outside Edwards. And yes, a nice assist from Billups. Edwards got 12 in the game.
Effective use of the mid-range there by Edwards. He's a true 3-level scorer.
A nice shot by Hartenstein. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Billups. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Dort.
And such a savvy player. Billups knows it's worth sacrificing his body to draw the foul on that one.
And so he makes both from the line. Thunder trailing by 19. 1:10 left in the third quarter of the game. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
No one near Edwards as he lets it fall. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
Well, look, Edwards plays with a lot of confidence, which makes him deadly off the catch.
Back to Hartenstein. Gobert with the defensive effort.
Well, the defense was right where they needed to be to stop the layup. Great awareness and effort.
Love the pass there from Gobert. Always nice when your big man feeds his teammates.
Pass to Hartenstein. Second shot on the way. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
And likes the view from there. He's a strong mid-range shooter.
Yeah, and once you see that advantage from the sideline, you just want to yell at him to shoot the ball.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off George.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, deflections are a stat that a lot of teams track, disrupting the offense's rhythm and flow.
Shot clock at 5. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. Now Williams over Clark, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Minnesota with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. The scoring has been... And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And Mark Daigneault calls timeout. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle them up right away. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the Thunder. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Nuggets at Ball Arena in Denver. That will conclude their brief two-game road trip. GA, what effect do you think the rule to limit flopping has had since it was put into place in the NBA?
Well, I do think we're seeing less theatrics. And there were fines before, but a flop now might impact the game itself. So I'd say it's been a bit of a deterrent.
Outside, Billups. Clock at 6. It's good. Billups has got 24.
Well, this is what you're trying to do. Put the game away.
Yeah, but you can't let up now. We've seen too many wild comebacks in this league.
Johnson, a wide open look. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Johnson's got 5 points now in the quarter. Timberwolves leading by 18. Edwards drives in.
Well, it might not be fair, but most nights we expect Edwards to put up big scoring numbers. That's what you ask of your stars.
Gilgeous-Alexander surveying the D. Here's Johnson. From down in the low post, it goes.
Unselfish basketball. That's what coaches love to see.
And here is Billups. Here he goes. In. And his hot hand continues. 10 of 11 from the floor. And looking for more.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Johnson right side. And they pick up 2. Johnson's got 9 points here in the second half.
And that field goal percentage climbing now above 50%. They look like a different team here in the second half.
Well, he hit a couple of threes in the first half, but none since then.
Outside Williams. From deep. And Billups pulls it down.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Nice defense from Dort. Thunder trailing by 18. Floats it up for Holmgren. And stolen by Billups. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And another place they're finding success is in transition. They've been working hard to get ahead of the defense and find those easy ones.
It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Johnson outside. .131 left to play in the final quarter. Minnesota leading by 20.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Timberwolves.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Chauncey Billups.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Here's Oklahoma City. Pass to Dort. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. On the wing, Gilgeous-Alexander over Reed. They get it again. Kicks it out to Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Substitution on the court.
20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Well, for the Timberwolves, they can just run out the clock here. Billups with the ball. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they
The Rockets are looking to defeat their Western Conference rival going into this game. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. It's a single-game return to Minnesota for the Timberwolves as they'll look for a boost from their hometown crowd. And, of course, Franz Wagner. They'll need to get someone to fill his position or as a team compensate.
Yeah, no question that it's a risky deal to make because it's the kind of move that can turn a team's fan base against the front office. But trading one of the most popular players on the team is always risky no matter what you get in return.
Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals round.
Here's Johnson following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Screen by Smith. Thompson the bounce pass. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Brown. And so it's Houston with it. Shot clock at 6. Thompson with the bucket.
We see this night in and night out. Thompson uses his size and elevation to make tough shots in the paint.
Pass to McDaniels. Here's Edwards. Banked in off the glass.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Off target from outside. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Outside, Billups. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Jabari Smith picks one up. GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
Now, here's Thompson. He's provided them with some scoring punch and is averaging 13 points a game.
It helps that Thompson can score with either hand close to the bucket. Defenders can't force him to one side or the other.
Here's Brown. And the rejection by Smith. Pass to Johnson. Now Thompson. Reed with the rebound. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks. I caught up with Chris Finch. Front of mine tonight, Jared Allen, the outstanding center. They were telling me how Allen does so much out there, particularly on defense. They said Jared is an incredible rim protector. When he's on the floor, he'll avoid driving the paint. Jared Allen moving large down low, guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated. He hits the second from the line. Hey, Greg, where do you think the Rockets are the strongest in their play?
I'd say on the glass. They generally do a good job crashing the boards and going for loose balls. They really value every possession.
From downtown, and it's Klay Thompson with the rebound. Johnson, that's for 2. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
No, Johnson isn't just an outside shooter. This guy is a versatile, talented scorer in the paint.
Edwards with it. Picked up by Thompson. Pass to Billups. And here's Reed. The basket good off the assist from Billups.
Well, this is the value of Naz Reid, a center who can shoot it with great consistency from range.
Thompson surveying the floor. 1:30 left in the first quarter. Misses from short range. Picked by Reed. Out to the right wing. Rebound by Smith.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
The shot by Thompson, no good. Minnesota in the lead. Brown, right side. Pass to Billups. The kick out to Brown. Stolen by Thompson. Here's Johnson. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. And it's 6 points for Joe Johnson.
Well, the attention that Klay Thompson gets because of his great shooting allows him to set his teammates up. That's nice.
Here's McDaniels. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
You're fighting to keep the possession alive, something this guy does so well.
Here's Thompson. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And with his movement skills, Thompson routinely catches defenders out of position.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. 23 seconds left in the first quarter. Billups with the ball. He's definitely a factor in their offense, averaging 12 points a game. Gobert, the screen. Unloads from 13. Second chance effort. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. Tie game in Minnesota. Yeah, back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Yeah, the defense hasn't been there. They are getting hammered on second chance opportunities.
Now here's Thompson. And here is Johnson. Over in the corner, Allen. Smith on the wing. And a great assist by Allen as that one goes in. It's been a few years now, Doris, but it feels like point guard is the position in the NBA.
Well, Kevin, we certainly have our share of great point guards. Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, they seem to be in the MVP conversation consistently. But the last couple MVPs, you look back, you got a couple of centers. For a long time, the small forward spot dominated the game. It's really something that's in constant flux.
And yes, it's good. Johnson's got the lead up to 3 now for the Rockets.
Exceptional focus. Boy, Johnson, a committed scorer on the interior. Defense has nothing for him.
Billups from outside. And it's Klay Thompson with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniels said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But, David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Now, here's Thompson. He's got 10. And now Minnesota on the fast break. The Rockets pull it in. Johnson outside. Pass to Thompson. Kicks it out to Johnson. DiVincenzo with the rebound.
All alone from mid-range. They know he won't miss many of those.
Down low. And slam dunk by Gobert.
This guy always amongst the league leaders in dunks. Gobert is a force around the cup.
Thompson outside. Thompson outside. From the arc. Thompson with the three.
Such a reliable threat from range. You'd think the defense might key on him a little bit more.
Brown drives in. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
Man, that's a tough call for the ref to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
You know, many see Brown as a scorer, but Doris, he's put more of an emphasis on his defense in recent seasons.
You're exactly right, Kevin. He's taken tremendous pride in asking his coaches to put him on the best offensive player. When he's the point of attack defensively, look out. He can give a lot of headaches to ball handlers.
And the Rockets with possession here, following the three by Minnesota. Here's Johnson. Comes up empty down low.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
And that one's good by Clark.
You see the work Anthony Edwards has put in on his decision-making. That's a pretty setup.
Screen by Smith. Thompson in the corner. The Rockets with another miss. Timberwolves leading by 4. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Dunn. Here's Johnson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Anthony Edwards.
There's a physicality that Joe Johnson brings to the offensive end. So skilled at getting his body into the defender.
So Johnson hits 2 of them. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
And the foul called on Joe Johnson. That's his first foul. 44 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Edwards inside. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. And here they come. Here's Allen. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Boy, I like to see Jarrett Allen look to score, forces the defense to make contact.
So he gets them both. 26 seconds left now here in the second. Edwards with it. Now Smith defending.
Well, that's 2 fouls on him early. He'll have to be careful not to pick up another one.
The Timberwolves shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
There is so much to love about Anthony Edwards. He is one of the most skilled young basketball players in the league, but he also happens to be quite charismatic.
And the wide open shot from DiVincenzo. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. The Timberwolves on top, leading by a point. From Target Center, back in a moment. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far.